So you're on first, we were just waiting for you.
I start on time.
Andrea, right?
Oh, yeah.
Andrea. And I'm Tess.
I'm Lois.
Oh,
Nice to see you.
Yeah, look at that.
Well, thank you for having us. My name is Andrea Gaffey. I'm the chair of events for the NCWAR. Miss Sydney's on the board as well. And this is Tess. She's with us as well. She works in the office, so you're probably familiar with her when it comes to paying our dues, which is so much fun. So anyways, we're here to promote the gala that's coming up. And this year, our theme is Empower Your Tomorrow, Invest in You. So that is piggyback off of RPAC, which is investing in your private business. Okay. We're private contractors, 1099 employees. And so that's what we're going to be doing this year. Our colors are gold and black, which is going to be beautiful. We're going to have a red carpet coming in. So when you walk in, you're going to have like the glam feel. It's going to be pretty awesome. It's going to be catered by Visconti's. All right. There's going to be a complimentary free drink, 1 glass of wine or beer. It's up to you which one you choose. So the $60 ticket, the value is there for dinner and a glass of wine. We will be doing a dessert dash, so we will need volunteers to make desserts. If Ashley, maybe you can.
I could say some details and coordinate things and email people.
That would be wonderful.
Ashley to make the.
Yeah, it'd be pretty in the end. I could decorate somebody else's dessert.
We will need desserts. The benefit is going to be for Habitat of Humanity from this dessert dash, and this is going to be local, okay? Everything going on is on a local basis because we want to give back to our community. So a part of that dessert dash will be giving back, all right? We're also going to have a separate donation for RPAC as well. If you want to donate to that, they're always happy to have more donations. And we're gonna have a photographer there who's gonna be taking live photos, all right? So it's gonna be like a wedding where you see that photographer. Well, we're gonna have that there. And he's also gonna provide a QR code so you can get all the photos. And we're gonna have a backdrop where you can, get your team together, have the photographer take a photo of you or whoever you'd like. So it's gonna be a really awesome event, and I really wanna see all you guys there. And bring your spouse, bring your girlfriend, husband, boyfriend, whoever your person is. Let them see what you do for a living. Let them see your people, the other lenders, title, escrow. These are the people I was talking about. It's going to be very worthwhile. You want to say anything?
Just want to see if y'all have any questions. Anyone have any questions?
About date, time.
Yeah, February 22nd, 5 us. We'll be there early to decorate. If you guys have a knack for decorating and want to pitch in, come hang out with us. Got a good group doing that. So any questions about it?
What time?
5:30 p.m. at Hibis. And like I said, we have a red carpet and
Is it, like formal? What's the
it's
dress
gonna
code?
be semi-formal.
Okay.
So it's kind of you know how you want to present yourself. You don't have to. If you guys want to wear jeans and a nice jacket, it's what you consider semi-formal. But
When aren't you formal, like nobody will be out of.
Yeah.
you'll be photographed. So however you want to be photographed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why, I don't, recognize RPAC. What is that?
Yes, so RPAC is our lobbyist for real estate industry. So they talk to legislation at the state, local, and national levels on the realtors benefit on your benefit and your clients. So property ownership, affordable housing, that's where your voice is being heard. So get into the NAR website, find out about RPAC, and there's options for you to show up and lobby with us. They just went to Hill Day and talked to the legislators so that they hear what's important to us as realtors. So it's very important. It's not just a donation you slap out and it just goes somewhere. It actually funds your businesses and your clients and property ownership.
And your rights. What are our rights as real estate agents? RPAC is highly involved in that aspect.
So is RPAC part of the Realtor Association or is it separate?
They work for us. Yes, there
Okay.
are lobbyists that work for us.
Okay.
Or political committees.
So, the last thing I think it was that they really negotiated was during COVID, the COVID shutdown. They had really strict, restrictions on the realtors on how we could do business in Washington.
could do business for a week?
Yeah, your state lobbyists went to your legislators at the state level and said, we cannot do this. We can't operate. If real estate shuts down, then your state shuts down. And so they made changes because of our lobbyists, and that affected the whole nation. The whole nation of realtors was able to relax because of what Washington, our PAC is really active, and we have made changes in this state that affect the whole nation. So you should be really proud of your state association. So, yes.
And several years, haven't you stopped when the governor wanted to add sales tax to our
Yes.
income?
Yes, it's very important stuff.
Yeah.
That's one of the new ones like going through that they're fighting is they're trying to add like an extra 1%. What was it called? It was a property transfer fee. So like already Washington State is like the biggest fees of property transfer. And so they're like talking about adding this other one and our PAC is fighting against
Yes.
that right now. Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of like a union for real estate agents without being a union. Saying, we're not gonna take this, you know.
And our upcoming president, Erin Davison, she works with Premier One. She is very passionate about our path. So Empower Your Tomorrow, invest in you, ties around our path. That's what they are invested in, is our private business. And so with Erin, she's going to be sworn in as our new president. That's what she wanted this gala to be, you know, emphasized about. So we are doing that because she's coming in.
And it's about empowering your business, so
Yes.
putting the best face for you and, you know, and just making sure that you're fulfilling yourself before you go out and fulfill everybody else. So,
And we're also here for you guys. If you have any questions, if you want to if you want to be involved with the NCWAR, you can email me, you can email Tess. Sydney's a great resource, and get involved. I can always use extra help on my committee for the event because I can't do this without my team, and they have been amazing. If you want to do other things like get involved with Habitat for Humanity, contact Chris Cruz. She is very passionate about that. There are so many ways that you can get involved in our community as a realtor that is impactful. So just email us and let us know, and we're here to help you.
networking helps your business.
Absolutely.
Get like a list of all these different committees and stuff.
Absolutely,
Then you
yeah.
can email me and then I can get that out.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
thank you. Yeah, you've been such a big help for us. So thank
Oh,
you.
well,
Get all of our
welcome. Thank
communication
you.
out and yes, and yeah, and you guys, just one little housekeeping, when if you guys were to change offices or emails or numbers, all that needs to come, you can go through Kelly, you can go through me, straight to the office, but we have to make a sheet on any move that you make, whether it's your phone number changes, your email, we have to update that in our records. So make sure when you're making changes that you just let us know so that we can keep a good relationship with you.
And
We're here to help you. We are here to
I
help you
have to
guys.
update my system too, so.
Yeah, so then you
I
update
can't,
them as well or not?
I can.
Yeah.
But now they're able to update their own stuff in advance, so I don't necessarily get
Yeah,
told.
okay.
If I
Exactly.
do get told, I will forward
I
you.
know.
If not, you guys, make sure you let them.
Yeah, let me know, because again, we're here to help you guys and that's how you guys can help us. It's just when you make changes, let us know so that you do get our information, you know, what we're doing, where we want you to be involved, networking, because the more people you know, the better your business grows. So, it's as you can be as active in your association as you desire, but I promise it's gonna help build your business if you guys come to meetings, come to events, and wear
Absolutely.
your badge, wear your little realtor, let people know that we're out in the community.
I wear this everywhere, my R, because you never know. I mean, you can be at the grocery store and they see it, they're like, oh, well, I'm thinking about selling my house, and then then you can open up the conversation.
Yeah.
So I wear it everywhere, except for my other job that wouldn't be okay. So.
If y'all ever have a question, like, why am I paying my dues? Feel free to call and ask me. If I don't know the answer, I'll find out. So.
One more thing before we head out, how many of you have been to this before? Raise your hand. I'm glad we came here today. Well, everybody else needs to be there. You get to watch who wins Rookie of the Year, Realtor of the Year, Affiliate of the Year. It is awesome.
I think we should pre-book at the office.
We don't sell tables together at this time, but if you guys let us know that you all kind of want to be together, we can kind of help you coordinate that.
Did everybody get the email on voting for Rookie of the Year and all the peoples?
And I think that list is still being updated as we go.
Yeah, and vote, vote, vote. Your vote matters.
Yeah, vote for who you want to see. The Rookie of the Year, Hall of Famer. Yeah, thank you.
All right, you better come too, Ashley.
Yes. I will, because I procrastinate registering, Sydney helps me sometimes, but when is the date?
February 22nd.
When should I register by tomorrow? Probably tomorrow. Yeah, today, okay. Yeah, we'll just.
Tell Ashley today by 5 and you might get it
And
in.
then we'll get it, yeah,
She's a busy
100%.
lady.
She doesn't know who I am. Okay.
We'll
yes,
get here. So lots of houses today. Besides that, have a wonderful day.
Yeah, thank you all.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We tried though. It's like a third of us. It's fine.
So just a couple of things on the agenda today. First was talking about this gentleman, everyone knows Fletcher Ellingson. One of the things that I've been mandated with is to try to upgrade the standard here at KW. And also to make sure that our agents are getting everything that they possibly need to move forward. And to upgrade or to improve your book of business. And so we've been coming up with some strategies on how to do that. And so if you think about how we are going to get you to the next level, we have to think about you personally. We have to think about strategies on where we might be stuck as a team. And not just our producers, but I'm talking about every single one of our agents. How do we get you? What is the strategy that we're going to use to get you to the next level? And so one of the things we came up with, we had an in-depth conversation with Fletcher Ellingson, and he said, I would be willing to do a clinic for you. And it's going to be a weekend clinic. It's going to be intensive. And it's an 8-hour per day clinic, February 17th and 18th. He's going to be in here. We're going to be making calls to every one of you. And I'll talk about that in a minute. We're going to be talking about resistance and where that is for you, where that is in your mind, where that is in your business, where that is in your life. And I think that is the number one thing that we are thinking about right now, just in terms of everybody. Like, what is it that's potentially keeping you from moving forward? And the one thing that, and again, I'm going to use that word resistance is what Fletcher is talking about, because it's resistance. Now, how do we talk about that? How do we expose it? And then what do we do about that? So this is going to be intensive and personal. And we're really excited about it. So he's going to be bringing this to our center, 17th and 18th. We are not going to be giving you a call, but somebody by the name of Amanda Light, who is a MAPS coach at KW, will be reaching out to every one of our agents in this next week. And she'll be talking to you about this clinic and what we are going to do, what our intention is. And once she speaks to you, then Fletcher is going to be giving you a personal call and going to be asking you 4 really important questions. At that point, you will be able to determine whether this is something that you want to be involved in or not. I am going to strongly suggest, if you can do it, that you attend this clinic, because it is going to be life-changing, not even business changing, life-changing for you. So again, highly recommended. And I'm just letting you know about this because you're going to get a call. You're going to go, okay, who's Amanda Light? And yeah, we know Fletcher, maybe, but you will be getting a call. So again, I am looking for opportunities to bring us to another level and to you know, actually jump another standard, right? Have another standard, another level for all of us, whatever that may mean, whatever that is in your business. So I wanted to let you know about that and make sure that, you know, when you do get a call from Amanda Light, you're like, who the heck is she? You know who she is. And then, of course, most of you know Fletcher. So that's what I wanted to talk about. And the only one little thought that I want to leave you with, just one little thought, is, for your week work, is changing your shoulds into musts, shall I say, right? Changing your shoulds into I must. I should go work out, I must. It's got all of those responses that you say, oh, I should, I should eat right. Oh, I should make that call, that should. If you think about changing those into must, your life will change. And we're going to get into that with Fletcher as well. So it's just a little food for thought this week. Anytime you have a should in there, see what happens when you change it to must.
We were also talking about if you're like talking to your peers or your, other people, if you hear it, remind them, no shoulds, it's a must.
Right.
Mine says, don't shoot yourself.
Yeah.
Don't shoot yourself. Don't shoot yourself.
Don't shoot yourself. Right, there you go.
That's
That's even better.
t-shirt, but don't shoot yourself. Yeah.
I should make it. Yeah. You were gonna say, Tom? Stop shitting all over yourself. There you go. That's perfect.
Take action.
Yeah, take action or it won't happen. Right, exactly. That's another way of saying it. Anybody else like to, any input with that as well? Or add to it? Anybody like to add to it? No? Okay, I'll ask next week. Who turned a should into a must last week? Which is great. So next, Ashley's gonna talk about our new website, which is amazing if you haven't been there. She's gonna show you how to navigate a couple of things. Our calendar's on there, all the new stuff's up there. So take a look every week. What's coming up this week with Keller Williams here, our market center. Some of the new and exciting things that we have happening, and masterminds coming up. We've got a lot going on. So I'll let you know on Tuesday. That's one of the things I'm gonna update. Like, as we talk, here are some of the things that you should be aware of. And some of the core classes that we're gonna offer, some of the masterminds we're gonna offer, but this clinic with Fletcher, I'm telling you, we are investing thousands of dollars in that weekend. So if you can, try and make it. Ashley, the website. Good job, Ashley. Ashley worked really hard on getting this done for us, so.
Michael, do you wanna be first or do you
Oh, yeah.
want to wait? You're more important than me.
Okay, yeah, go Michael. Sorry, Michael.
No, I'm just kidding.
Excited.
She got excited.
So, people that cheat on their taxes truly disgust me. This is not the world I want to raise my 7 dependents.
Uh-oh.
Nope. That, did it not? Can you hear me?
No, it sounds like you're mad at people.
No, I thought that was a pregnancy announcement. What's happening?
No, definitely not. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't wanna raise my what?
Okay, it was a joke because I'm leading into something. So here's the joke. People that cheat on their taxes truly disgust me. This is not the world I want to raise my 27 dependents in. I know. All right, so the reason I'm bringing up taxes, and especially in a room full of realtors, is we have some pretty cool programs, not just for realtors, but anybody that's self-employed and might have a hard time qualifying with other standard type of financing loans and such. So we can actually qualify people based on just their 1099. We also have a bank statement program, and then we have a profit and loss program as well. I won't go too far into the details on those, but if you have someone or you yourself is trying to buy a house and maybe you wrote off a little bit too much last year, there are programs available that allow you just to qualify based off your 1099, or maybe you're a high producing agent or you deal a lot in cash in some respects. Bank statement loan can be a really great program because you literally just qualify off of deposits. There's a 12-month and a 24-month program available, and obviously there's some different rules and regulations that follow along with those, but it can be a creative way to get someone into a home. The interest rates are going to usually be higher than a conforming product, but if you're writing stuff off and you're showing losses, it can be a creative way to not have to pay taxes, but also still qualify. for a home. So that's what I have on that part. And then the next is the Fed funds meeting is happening today and tomorrow. So we will see what they say. Initially, they had said they were, hovering around that 6 cut mark, cutting rates 6 times this year. Don't necessarily know if that's going to happen, but we'll see what happens within the next day or so on what will be trending. And hopefully they do start to cut and we'll see interest rates start to decline over this year. So that's all I've got for right now. Any questions?
Your script practice was great.
Yeah.
Good, thank you. That was fun. And yeah, I felt like we didn't get everything we wanted to, but hopefully you guys got some value out of that, and I'm excited for the next one.
Yeah, it was great.
Follow up was great too, with the scripts and everything that went out to everyone. That was fantastic.
Good, awesome.
Sweet.
Thank
All right,
Cool. Thanks much.
Have a great
I'll have a
week.
better joke next week, I promise.
It was great.
Yeah.
Don't forget, these guys are doing 3 CE credits for free at the end of the month, but it's actually like $30, but it's at a winery and you get wine and charcuterie.
It's on the
so-
calendar.
Yeah, wine and charcuterie.
Yeah. On the calendar
And it's
also.
like a hefty cheese plate the last time
Yeah.
she did that. Yeah, it was good stuff. They treat us very well.
Here's our beautiful website. Yay.
Look at, yeah, and then I'm actually gonna go into it so you can really see the whole vibe of it. But if you went to our one before, this is a major upgrade to what it was. And the links work and all of the stuff is there. So let me stop sharing this so I can go into it. And we'll see how mad my mouse is this whole time with not moving. So let me get to where I need to be. So it's KWNCW.com. So it's the portal website that we used to have is gone. So do not go there. And let me share on here.
Try that.
Yeah, it's because that made it worse.
Oh.
Weird. Okay, I'll just do regular things. Okay. Because we clean the tables. Shame on us. Let me move this doohickey out of the way. Okay. So, has a little video at first. People can email us if they want more info. Goes into more KW, training as the region has. So different sections there. Has our testimonial videos. And then there's just a million different tabs that you're able to do. So office locations, leadership council, all of you are on here. So it has just a list of all of our agents. You can go to their website, email them, has contact info. So if you haven't updated your photos, we can get your sweet face on there. The other part of it.
And I need your photo, so when you cap, I can put you on our wall.
Yes, for sure. So it has information where it brings you to, what KW culture is and just stuff from the region, whole bunch of stuff. Productivity coaching, Red Day. If you're not sure about productivity coaching, which is me at the moment, there's me. And then you can sign up for it, kind of see what it's about, send me info. I have scripts and dialogue, property search. There's buyer's guides, mortgage calculators, just all different kinds of things for buyers and sellers as well. So you can, forward these websites to people, have, just send them there to just say we have seller's guides and, glossary of what all these real estate terms are. Just a whole bunch of stuff. What I am most excited about is where we have, go home. Let's move this guy. Where did it go, Lois?
Yeah, it's like it's missing.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Okay, so agent resources, we're gonna be constantly updating this with just valuable stuff. So when you go into it, it's going to ask for a password. It didn't because I already entered mine, but the password is 531. Same as the backdoor code, so you remember the backdoor code. Because this is a public facing website, we wanted to have our resources just for you guys. So you'll be able to go in here, download whatever the packets or the resources are. So we have our welcome packet, Wi-Fi and hours and backdoor code and printers and leadership team, who we are, talking about our ALC culture, just everything that you could think of or need is there. I also created, it's called a passport to success. And essentially what this is just a layout of in your, first 90 days or really whenever you could just go here for resources. So what I did is, links to super key tips and agent scripts, do not call registry, daily 10-4, the 66-day challenge. And I just found all of the KW resources and what you can do. There's also $100,000 pipeline, like how to create $100,000 pipeline. So these are KW University trainings that you can just go into and self-paced. There's also live trainings. There's so much, I can't really go through it all, which is great that there's so much. Thank you to some other KW office that I just kind of they've had to lay out. I just did, R&D, rip off and duplicate. But thank you. And I need to find out their names so we can thank them as well. So agent scripts, this is for, kind of new agents, how to approach a conversation. I'm also going to, the forward, I'm going to add like Facebook scripts or maybe what Sharon sends me, what they went over, and it's just going to constantly evolve. And one of the, and if you forget how to do commissions, if you have complicated little splits and referrals and the whole thing, these are step-by-step instructions that show like the screenshots from command. So you just see all the buttons that you need to click, because I know it can sometimes get confused in there. And then Scott Leroy Marketing, which you've seen him on, our Tuesday meetings and, see what he offers. That brings you right to his support. And then the biggest thing is our calendar, because we kind of got away from just sending the invites to everybody on their phones because it was emailing you guys and just kind of being annoying. So here you can go and see our calendar, and I added links at the top to where you can just click that and it adds it to your Google Calendar. So if it's a reoccurring meeting, it'll just be there. And you can go down below, here's Fletcher's Mastermind Clinic. This was January. So with this, if you go to the bottom, I think we have it updated through May right now. And there's gonna be, stuff that's added all the time. So you'd be able to go here, see more info on what things are. Luncheon Mastermind with Prime Lending. Here's their lending overview class. So, or their clock hour one. So you can go into it. It will tell you more info if there's a Zoom link. And it's just going to be constantly updating. If there's anything on Zoom, you'll just be able to access it. And if you add it to your calendar, then it's also going to add the Zoom link. So you can easily get there from your phone. And yeah, just add all of the calendar links. Very fun. I'm excited. We have CW Title's going to come in and teach a clock hour class, and they're doing a Jeopardy style, which I am super excited about. So it's not boring. So in these things, and then we're having an accountant come in also in March to talk about creating your P&Ls, and all of these things again are going to be added at the top. So you can add them to your phone and your calendar. With this also, we're still going to be doing like email reminders of important stuff. We're going to cut down on the number of texts that you get from the office. So those are more going to be reminders for bigger events and, kind of tone that down, but you're definitely going to get any flyers or, anything in your email. So you remember all the good stuff, because we're adding a lot of trainings to the office.
Is there a way to add Saturdays and Sundays on there? I mean, we don't have a lot of things going on, but like say Fletcher's thing is on a Saturday and Sunday, and so we can have those reminders out there for people too.
I want to say yes, but if I say yes, then all of this is gonna be this tiny because it has to fit in. So what I'm doing is, my thought was to put those on Friday.
Friday to
and
say
bring
Saturday and then
all the
Saturday.
Saturday, Sunday. Cause I don't, this is, yeah, the best way I was able to make it readable, because on your phone, you're still able to see it. The reason that I have all this extra space at the top is because on your phone, it has the tabs for all the different months at the top. So this makes it to where the letters aren't over each other. So I would have loved to do that, but it would be super tiny and annoying. And the goal here with the new calendar was to not be annoying like
That
the old
makes
one.
perfect sense.
So, but moral of the story, lots of good things. You can also just join the Roundup right from here if you're on Zoom. And if there's, any other resources you want, Marcia's been working on a ton of stuff of, how to write an offer, what to do when, you have a seller, and best practices for the office, and just kind of all the things you need to know, and you'll have one spot to go to. So Scott Leroy Marketing made it pretty. So I'm happy. He did that part. So we just, are gathering info and we'll update it. And if you have suggestions, let us
How
know.
about we give Ashley an incredible. That's been months of work, right? Putting everything together and getting it on the calendar and.
It's been a lot of
So-
time chilling on the couch, Grey's Anatomy in the background.
But it's,
Yeah, background check.
it's your resource now, right? And if you'd like to see anything on it, let us know, or let Ashley know, hey, can you find information on this or get it up, or give me some information, we'll add it to it.
So last little piece of information, last little piece in here. Anybody have a win this week? Anybody like to speak about a win? Talk about a win? Anyone?
I got a pending deal. Why it's always good to call the listing agent to figure out what the seller wants, because we got it under list price just because we gave them occupancy for a few days longer. So you can get deals if you call and ask questions.
Awesome. I love it.
Hold on, Emily, because she's not here. I just got 2 new broker demands for her, so she just went pending on 2 different ones.
Emily, yeah, nice. Great. Anyone else? Anyone else like to add to our roundup today? Anything positive, anything new?
I would just like to say, to piggyback on that, one of Emily's pendings, there were 3 offers.
Yeah.
She did not give up. She kept calling, what else can we do? Can we do this? Can we do that? And when I sent the congratulations, 3rd time's the charm, she goes, it better be.
Right?
She was out there just, yeah.
Oh, that's
Killing it.
fantastic. I love it. And next week we'll have an update on the market and what's happening in our market. We're actually gonna have, somebody, Chase Williams from the Market Center, KWRI is coming into town just to talk about the Wenatchee Market Center. So I'll let you know a little bit about that. That's gonna be on the 15th. Yeah, February 15th from 11 to 12. He'll be in the office and he's gonna do an incredible presentation for us with slides and everything. So just want you to know that. That'll go out to you as well. Anything else? Nothing? Guys, have a great week. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, Zoomers. We don't have
We
many.
have someone from the association talking, they wanted to talk real quick, since everybody.
I'm sorry, I just stopped by to drop off some flyers, but,
Okay, come on in.
any of you that were at the, thank you. Any of you that were at the, awards banquet last year, the association awards banquet, you remember there was a dessert dash?
Yeah.
So I'm asking, I'll post this or copies or email or whatever, but I'm asking for the best bakers in the year to maybe bake something. We're trying to get everything homemade this year, not purchased from a store or something. It just makes it a little bit more fun. Last year, $5,000 was raised. Want to make that more. This year it goes to Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah.
So that's what that is. My name and number's on there. So if you think you're the best baker, or you even just want to bake something, give me a call and I'll put you on the list. I want to kind of keep track of how many. And then this is just asking for the branch here to donate a basket to go up
for the drawing for the affiliates. If you remember last year, it was kind of fun. The affiliates all put their individual business cards in. And then we do a drawing and they win baskets and stuff donated by the different realtors.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. We'll get that out to everyone.
Thank you
very much.
Good timing.
Appreciate that, Chris. Okay.
All right, we will have contracts in a momento.
Contracts coming up.
In case you wondered what you look like.
I think I have the touch-up appearance button made on there.
Okay.
So. Showings are good.
their insurance and it burned to the ground and they had paid cash. So, anyways, it was not good.
That happened to an agent.
Oh, did it?
He was over at John's Real Estate. What was it?
West? Not West.
No,
No. Oh,
anyway, in escrow, just FYI, to talk about the insurance thing, in escrow, if it's a cash deal, if the escrow person's good, they're going to ask them about the insurance question to make sure that they have insurance in place.
before they close.
And so just for FYI, in most cases, the agent hasn't talked to them about insurance on a cash deal. And it's really important that they take care of that before closing. So one of the things I always did is make sure that they arrange for that. And I've been party to a couple situations where people didn't. And this guy's reason, and he was an agent of all things, he had bought a piece of property that had a cabin on it, but the value was in the cabin, it wasn't in the property. So the escrow officer, who wasn't me, it was another girl in the office, said, well, you need to get insurance for this. And he said, well, no, I'm told if I wait a month, I can get better deal on my insurance. So
Wait a month.
wait a month. He said, if I wait till October, so it was like a summer, like August closing or whatever. In October, I can get my insurance rate will be a lot cheaper and I'm going to do it then. And so escrow, of course, had him sign all these disclosures that he'd been explained that this is, that he had been recommended to get insurance and he didn't take advantage of. Guess what happened? The wildfires went through, burned it down. The entire value of what he had was gone.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, even agents can make mistakes like that. But yeah, that was probably pretty rare, I would say, of a situation, but
I think with insurance, not only just the risk of it being burned down, but we're hearing all these stories of insurances dropping people and not insuring places because of fire danger. And if you purchase a place and then all of a sudden you can't get insurance for it, your value is going to go down significantly.
Right.
So I think insurance is a really hot topic right
And
now.
if there's a house that's had a lot of insurance claims, it's like a person that's had a lot of accidents that follows that house. So insurance is very, very important. So we have the 21. Let's say that there's a need for financing. So you're gonna have a financing addendum, you're gonna have a seller's where you're asking for them to carry it. Probably one of the most critical things is our deed. That very first box. I have started to see some new brokers from other places that don't have that, and I point that out.
Are you taking an option clause?
Yes. And I called somebody because I caught it when when it was presented to the seller. And I made a note on it, and then when I saw the counter, it wasn't picked up and it wasn't corrected. That very first one about the square footage and everything like that, that is so super important for us.
Encroachments.
Yeah, it really is. And there are a lot of other forms or things on there that are very, very important. But best practice is always to include a 22D. So if it's a cash deal, 22D might be in there if they have to sell their other home, but a 22D. And then one of the things that I just came across not very long ago was there was a deal and they marked out, they waived the 22K.
That's state law now, right? To waive that?
Well, it says it on the application that you can waive that. And the thing about it is that for the K, if it's existing and you're representing your buyer and the seller doesn't want that, well, your buyer is liable. If it's not a clean cut, they could be liable for the old stuff if they get it into their names.
I guess I have a question on that because there was one where it was out in Malaga and escrow told me that the utilities out there, none of them were lienable. So they don't do anything unless it's a lienable.
Okay,
utility.
yeah.
I'd never heard that about Malaga.
I mean, you'd still think you need the like seller to say like, I'm moving, and then you need the buyer to switch stuff into their name.
And it
Yeah,
gives-
like, sorry, bro, but it sounds like if it's not lienable, you would probably.
Escrow is only responsible for lienable items.
Yeah.
But most escrow instructions, like the 3-page instructions that they
Mhm.
sign, they send out the preliminary instructions and you're like, what's all this? I like
Yeah.
4 pages. It does explain in there what the escrow company is liable for and not,
Mhm.
or what they're gonna do. And sometimes they say, a lot actually say that ultimately the responsibility of utilities is between buyer and seller. However, as a courtesy,
Mhm.
lienable items will be searched and taken care of.
Gotcha. Okay.
I thought,
No, go ahead.
I thought Washington state law made it mandatory for us to start using the K. Didn't we have a class on that a few months ago?
No, we had a class on compliance. If you identify a utility, you need to have the street number, address, city, state, and SIP.
Yeah.
And that's what compliance, when the Department of Licensing will come through, and that's what they'll look for.
Like actually filling out the form.
Yes,
completely.
yes, yeah.
Instead of PUD.
Or TBD. Well, yeah. So, if we want to talk real quick about compliance, probably the number one thing that I don't see is the date and the buyer's name.
Oh, at the top because.
At the very top, because if you upload it during your listing and you're giving all that information, you filled it out and got it, and then you upload it, it doesn't have that on it. So that's in compliance. That's what I see more often. I try to catch it in the contract, but I don't always catch it. J, if it is a house that's older than 1978, yeah.
Mobile homes in 79, which one's 79?
And that's the same thing over here. I see that too. I see that a lot. Where the date and the buyer's name are not included. And one of them I saw where they put the seller's name there and then the date that they wrote it, or the whatever date it was. It wasn't the correct date because I could look at the other documents. We talked about this one. RA is, especially if you are writing anything other than filling in blocks or lines. But most particularly it is to protect yourself, our brokerage, and your client. We need to recommend that because we are licensed to practice law in a limited scope. And so that's the way that I always explained it is, this is not, there is no run-of-the-mill contracts. And this allows you 5 days if you choose and you want to speak to an attorney. And that's all I say. And if they ask any questions about it, why do we have to have it in there? Then I always say, well, it's on our list of office best practices that we include this form.
So I find that I get the most pushback on that form with other agents, not clients.
Yes.
And one agent specifically brought it up to me. It's like, well, so I was representing the seller at this time and I had added it in the counter offer. And they didn't like it because they said, well, we feel like if you get a better offer in the next 3 days or whatever, you can cancel using this and you will take that better offer. I was like, oh, valid point. We definitely could do that. But anyways, that was when things were really competitive. I don't know. I haven't had too much issue with it recently, but yeah.
The other one that is, the other one is a T, the title. I can't tell you that there's been multiple times where offers have come in and there's no title. And it's like, what? So I write a note to our brokers that are the listing brokers and say, make sure that you add that into it. We talked about the VV and how important that is. And thank you, Vanessa, to add that extra little bit on it because that's our job. Home insurance is not our specialty, But we know enough about it that we need to refer them and say, this is really important that you make sure you can get a binder. Because not only do people have a history, but also houses do. And we want to know that right away.
And so that the lenders will protect you in that regard. I mean, you still need to do it, but you're protected because the lender is gonna require it. They're not gonna release a wire for hundreds of thousands of dollars without a binder of insurance. That's like their biggest checkpoint. But, what if you have a seller carryback? You need to have that seller named as lost payee. Is escrow gonna forget about that? I mean, it's something you need to think about.
Yeah, if it is a seller finance, then absolutely, most assuredly, you need to say, this is just a must. You have to do this. And then that changes the seller's insurance. Or they may keep it up so that they're protected if anything happens. You know, but it's really, really important. So on a residential, on a vacant land, you may or may not have any utilities. And you may or may not, if there are any structures, encourage them to get insurance. Check it out and see if they have it. So for compliance, when I look at compliance, I really don't look at content. I look at making sure all the initials and signatures are there. And then I just make sure that it's filled out completely. Not the ones, you know, where it says 5 days is not filled in. I don't mean that. I just mean to make sure that it is all completely filled out. So these are the ones that are recommended by our office. You are an independent business owner. If you choose not to, for an example, you know, on your 22D, you have one comment about the pamphlet. And we need to change the name on some of our templates so that we know, you know, it used to be the Washington State Real Estate Agency Law pamphlet, but now it has a new name on it. And in command, it still shows the Washington State pamphlet.
Oh, I can fix that.
And then whatever the new name of it should be.
Yeah, real estate brokerage services in Washington State. So if you type in pamphlet, you can't even find it anymore. It's so, yeah, just type in Washington and then it will show.
Yeah, and it's form P1 and better form, 4 pages, front and back.
It's beautiful.
It's much better. And it's the same thing with all of your clients. When you first meet them, you need to explain about agency law and how that affects them, how that affects you, and get their initials and dates on it. That's all I need is just that top page. If you put the whole thing up there, it doesn't matter, but that gets kind of more into compliance. So, on the D, we have that comment about D, and then we have the second comment that we recommend on the form 17, and that's the seller shall deliver the seller disclosure form within 5 days of mutual. So what I see a lot, and from very good brokers all the time, I see where they're submitting their form 17 with their contract. And I'm also seeing where it's like a separate document, which is better, because the form 17 doesn't have anything to do with our contract. It's not one of our, it's a state law, state statute. And so these are the ones when we go through that you'll get a comment about our KW office best practice recommends that you blah, 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 whatever you've forgotten. And it's just a continuous thing that I'll do and I see. Now, form 17 what are you, if you're representing the buyer, what are you giving up if you send that back in at the same time that they've received that and not have it be delivered? Say that again? So by adding the Form 17, here's your offer, and then here's a separate document for the Form 17. What is a disadvantage to your client, to the buyer?
Can't back out if it's not delivered within 5 days.
But
Later
later
on.
on, be after mutual, so if
Mhm.
they're not mutual, it's not after mutual.
Yeah, so, well, for one, it is, it's just information that isn't necessary until you get mutual. And then the law says that it should be delivered. Delivered means that it's emailed or mailed to you, or, and then you give it to your client.
Sorry, I had a question on the delivery part before, because since Form 17 is a state thing, does it define what delivery means in the state? Because if our purchase and sale said delivery means this, does that really, like, does that apply? Because if agents just upload it and think, well, that's delivered, you've seen it, you know that it's there,
Yeah,
then I feel like it's something could be argued.
it is arguable
Yeah.
because it, first of all, as a listing broker, and I got an offer, I would call them up and say, I just found out an offer's coming through. And I am sending you your Form 17. Would you look at it and see if anything needs to be updated? That's what I do at that particular point. Then we negotiate the contract. And then within 5 days, if we reach mutual agreement, then that form needs to be mailed out.
Yeah.
But if it is just put up in Associated Docs, that is not delivery.
Yeah.
It doesn't say in the contract, delivery is email, mail, or by person.
To the broker.
Yeah, it doesn't say Associated Docs up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I know that last year there were at least 4, if not 5 buyers that we represented that were able. That were able to get out of a really bad deal because of the Form 17. Everything, all the other contingencies had passed. And they had, after they went through everything and they found out that it was, one of them, the walls must have had 1,000 mice in them. And before everything, and how you could ever get by that smell. If you ever wonder, just invite Tom because he's allergic to it. He can smell it. So. So best practices on a Form 21. Now, there are times when your client, especially if they're an attorney, they might say, no, we're not gonna include, and then that's fine. Just document it in your email and just say, here's the updated draft offer, and I understand that you don't want the attorney review in there, and that's fine, or you have them send you something and say, everything is great, but I don't want that form, just so it documents you. And if they don't, remember, our job is to do what they ask us to do, as long as it's legal. And we can do that. So if it says that it's mandatory in the command, then just put a blank piece of paper explaining why it's different or why it's not there. And you're golden.
Is that how we upload for the estate sale for the Form 17 when they don't have it?
That's right. Yeah, just put a blank and just say estate sale. That's all you have to do. No 17 required.
There's a spot to put notes too, and you can put like at Marcia and then put it in that.
And I will see that before I even look at any documents. Yeah. That was so funny this morning. I was doing compliance and Ashley said, oh, Marcia approved my document.
You're quick. You're on
I didn't know how fast it was going. Okay, so a vacant land, if we have a Form 25, then that applies. It could be cash or it could be finance. This applies. And this is just, it depends if they have power already hooked up. So I have a listing that has a well, a pump house, and power is to it. And they're about to put an RV pad on it, or RV hookup to the power. So in that instance, because there's a monthly bill, then we'll need that one. Of course, you don't need that if it's vacant land, so that's not needed. But we do recommend that you do that. And if there's a building on there, then have them check that out and make sure that there's no issues with that. Form 23 is buying a manufactured home without property. So it's everything without the T, because there's no title. Now, sometimes what people will put in the title is they'll put a copy of the county records and then have them initial it. And that's fine too, because title is something is title mandatory for in a command?
No, I think we have it as, I'm actually in there now changing the law thing. We have it as.
Recommended.
I think we have it recommended because, I mean, I don't know, there may be situations if you're competing with 7 different offers and they have the prelim uploaded, then you might be like, well, if we're not doing a home inspection,
Yeah.
then I don't know. So I think we have it as conditional or yeah, optional.
Okay. And then 2, in compliance for title, I just having you say that, I look and there's a place that it says buyers. And it should have the name of the people that are on the purchase and sale agreement. And that's all I look for, you know, that you have it in, you have a complete 16 pages or however many pages it is, but also that it's not the preliminary title, because something might have changed. And I do return that if it's the preliminary and it's on the contract side, and I'll just say, please upload the one that has the buyer's name on it. Form 28 is a condominium. So you have that, this all applies. Let me see. Best practices, there was something else that I just wanted to talk about. Well, it is gone. Any questions on those? And we'll have this list out to Ashley. Not only will she put it on the website, but she'll send it out to everybody. Pretty easy. And now what I'm seeing, because we have so few listings, Dale had a brand new listing and she had 4 offers in 2 days. And so she accepted one, and then I thought was really smart. The broker went back and said, we want to be your backup. If it's going to be that tight, I thought that's really great. If it goes to pending, and you can have a conversation. Does it look strong? You know, I can ask you that if I'm the other broker. Would your party accept a backup offer? I mean, that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that we get first in line in case anything does happen. And then to kind of know what the major thing is, the major date, so that we can keep track of that. Because you don't want them to go out and find another house. And if you do, then, and they put in an offer and it's accepted, you want to make sure that backup offer, you give notice that it's been taken off. Otherwise, they could be on the hook for 2 homes. So we don't want that. Any other questions or any questions?
I had a question. This was like a few months back, or last year, I guess, when there was a bunch of offers on houses, and I was just representing the buyers, and sellers were getting multiple offers, and I was like, why can't we put multiple offers on homes too as for a buyer? I mean, I know that if a couple will get accepted, it'll be kind of like, oh, well, now you're on the hook. But technically, if we don't put the earnest money down, what are they gonna do? You're not gonna lose the earnest money, cause you're not putting it, you know, if two houses. Cause we were going through like a bunch of houses, and we are just getting denied, our offer was getting. But I was just wondering, could we have one buyer put multiple offers on different homes?
Yeah, you wanna make sure
Back
that
when it
you're
was-
within the contingencies, whatever they are, so that you
I was
can,
putting like the earnest money delivery 3 days after getting the offer accepted,
yeah.
so. You know, cause there was like 5, 6 offers on every
I
house. that
know,
we
we
were-
went through a whole slew of,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that was just a question, like, could we as a buyer also put in multiple offers for different houses?
You could, but you just, you know, what happens if you get two, they both accept it.
Then we'd get the one that we like the best.
Yeah.
And the other one, we wouldn't even, we'd just be like, oh, we don't
Okay,
deliver the earnest.
So as a listing broker, how would that make you feel? If they were just writing an offer?
But the listing brokers were getting all the offers too at the same time, you know, like, they were just getting,
Yeah.
so I was just getting frustrated back then, you know, I was just wondering, like, I know it would look kind of bad maybe if they found out,
Oh,
But-
yeah, who would know?
you know?
Yeah. I don't, all I know is your number for the
Mhm.
street address,
Mhm.
your name, and whether it was approved or whatever documents were used.
Yeah. It's not as bad right now, I mean, right now it's.
Yeah, it's not too bad. However, could be if it's priced right.
It comes back that.
Yeah, because there's just so little inventory.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's how you feel. If
Yeah.
you feel comfortable doing that and knowing that you can get them out, it's a strategy.
Mhm.
I don't deal.
It's not an issue
kinda
right now.
complicated, though.
It's not an issue right now, but it
Yeah.
was last year.
Yeah, you just make sure that you're watching those, because if you get two mutual at one time, then
Yeah.
you choose your best one and back out of the other.
You get two mutuals at one time, you have two contracts, that's a serious problem.
Yeah.
Can't have two contracts on one property.
No, we're talking.
No.
You keep using the word mutual.
Multiple homes, multiple.
So basically you have a buyer that is not getting anything accepted, so you're just throwing offers out
So,
there.
you throw a couple of offers on like
Spaghetti
two
at the
different,
wall, yeah.
two different homes, you know?
Yeah, to see which one works. Yeah.
Your reputation will catch up to you at a certain point.
Yeah.
Do that.
I was gonna say, is that kind of an ethics question, maybe?
No, not really. I mean, it's a good strategy, but it's not something I would do that often because,
Sounds scary.
you know, like now I know you as the agent is backing out offers.
Yeah.
Next time you're presenting an offer to me, what am I gonna think about you, you know?
Right. Kind of education.
Yeah.
I've never done it, I'm just asking.
That's good. Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Think outside the box.
I was just, no, and this was a question I had like last year, but I was like, oh, it's just, cause it hasn't happened in a while now. I
And
mean,
there's some investors out there that will do that, like they will just throw
Oh,
out
and they'll use-
hundreds and just lowball and wait for one to get picked up, you know, like it does happen. But in small communities like this, like I said, you know, your reputation will,
yeah.
It will get out.
yeah, it'll catch up to you.
And that's why I talked a little bit about the broker that Debbie was working with. You know, our professionalism, our standard of care. Lois talked about that, how we're raising our standard. And how we talk to other brokers. And what is really interesting, I know a little bit about background about this person. They're so new, it's not even wet behind the ears, their hair is still wet. You know, I mean, they're just a new broker and they're trying to be a bully, like I don't know who their mentor was that they watched them interact with people, but it was the borderline rude and very unprofessional. So we don't have that in our office. You know, we have people that call and say, you know, there's an issue coming up and I need to talk about it with you and let's work on it. How can we work around this? But anyways, all right. I'll get that document out to you, Ashley, depending on when Tom can get my
All right.
We saw the office.
It should just take 10 minutes. It's easy taking stuff apart, and I started thinking, all these wires and piles.
Yeah.
I'm going to send stuff out for tomorrow or the next day.
Oh, that's good, because it's gonna take me that time, or take Tom that long. I don't know what happened to the eraser, but, so it's up there. All right, thank you guys very much.
Thanks, Marcia. So, Marcia, question for you.
I updated in compliance to put that as required to the law.
Oh,
Under, like, instead of just under contract, we wanted where the buyer's agency thing is. We kind of usually do two of both at the same time, right?
Yeah, you should have a signed pamphlet as well as either a buyer agreement or a listing
So
agreement.
I'm gonna put it under the consultation thing.
Yeah.
For the buyer brokerage.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, so that way it's just, and I changed those both to required.
Because they're gonna start looking for those. And I've only had to send back 2 Washington Realtor, the old ones, that had like a January 20th date on it, you know, or an 18th. And just said, please, just have them initial the first page.
And because I'm moving it, I'm gonna delete it under the under contract column. I don't know if that's gonna delete it